You are a story. I am a story. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of a cow jumping over the moon. A person's a person, no matter how small. Watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. The child must have a valuable thing, which is called imagination. The child must have a secret world in which live things that never were. It is necessary that she believe. She must start out by believing in things not of this world. Then, when the world becomes too ugly for living in, the child can reach back and live in her imagination. Listen to the mustn'ts, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never haves. Then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. The quantity of civilization is measured by the quality of imagination. Oh, magic hour when a child first knows she can read printed words. The more that you read, the more things you'll know. The more you learn, the more places you'll go. Grown-ups are complicated creatures, full of quirks and secrets. If you have to dry the dishes, such an awful, boring chore. If you have to dry the dishes instead of going to the store, if you have to dry the dishes and you drop one on the floor, maybe they won't let you dry the dishes anymore. And now let the wild rumpus start. The king of all wild things was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. It is the nightly custom of every good mother, after her children are asleep, to rummage in their minds and put things straight for the morning, repacking into their proper places all the many articles that have wandered during the day. It is one of life's bitterest truths that just when bedtime so often arrives, it's just when things are really getting interesting. I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have changed several times since then. I can't go back to yesterday because I was a different person then. Who in the world am I? It's a great puzzle. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Whoever had decided that school should start so early in the morning and last all day long needed to be hunted down, forced to watch hours of educational television without the aid of caffeine. It is helpful to know the proper way to behave so one can decide whether or not to be proper. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. I think I can read most things, although I'm afraid I can't always understand the meanings. Getting something and having the wits to use it, those are two different things. It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. All parents damage their children. It cannot be helped. Youth, like pristine glass, absorbs the prints of its handlers. Some parents smudge, others crack. A few shatter childhoods completely into jagged little pieces beyond repair. The only thing worse than a boy who hates you, a boy who loves you. If only she could be so oblivious again, to feel such love without knowing it, mistaking it for laughter. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games, too. Games you can't win because you'll play against you. She was made up of more, too. She was the books she read in the library. She was the flower in the brown bowl. Part of her life was made from the tree growing rankly in the yard. She was the bitter quarrels she had with her brother, whom she loved dearly. She was the shame of her father, stumbling home drunk. She was all of these things and of something more. Take pride in your pain. You are stronger than those who have none. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. In a good book room, you feel in some mysterious way that you are absorbing the wisdom contained in all the books through your skin without even opening them. Why is it? I feel I've known you so many years because I like you and I don't want anything from you. In vain I have struggled. It will not do. My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you. People aren't either wicked or noble. They're like chef's salads with good things and bad things chopped and mixed together in a vinaigrette of confusion and conflict. In years to come, he would be a giver of bread, not a stealer. Proof again of the contradictory human being. So much good, so much evil. Just add water. I know that's what people say. You'll get over it. I'd say it too, but I know it's not true. Oh, you'll be happy again, never fear. But you won't forget. Every time you fall in love, it will be because something in the man reminds you of him. Usually we walk around believing ourselves, I'm okay, we say, I'm all right. But sometimes the truth arrives on you and you can't get it off. That's when you realize that sometimes it isn't even an answer, it's a question. Even now I wonder how much of my life is convinced. They were in the dark in regard to each other, did not speak, did not bow, they were not acquainted. They saw each other, and like the stars in the sky separated by millions of leagues, they lived by gazing upon each other. For the two of us, home isn't a place, it is a person, and we are finally home. I've loved you from the moment I laid eyes on you. What would be more reasonable than to marry you? He's more myself than I am. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. Dear God, let me be something every minute of every hour of my life. Let me be gay, let me be sad. Let me be cold, let me be warm. Let me be hungry or have too much to eat. Let me be ragged or well-dressed. Let me be sincere. Let me be deceitful. Let me be truthful. Let me be a liar. Only let me be something every blessed minute. And when I sleep, let me dream all the time so that not one little piece of living is ever lost. She hated to break the lovely stillness of dawn by using her voice. And so she listened. And in her listening, her heart opened wide, and then wider still. The world is full of happy people, but no one ever hears of them. You have to fight and make a scandal to get in the papers. No one knows about all the happy people. Nobody knows what will happen. Prepare for the worst, and then you'll have some grounds to hope for the best. That's all you can do. If you were to be lost in the river, your memories would not be lost with you. Memories are forever. He slowly opened his eyes, in which the gloomy deepness of death appeared, and said to her with an accent the sweetness on which already seemed to come from another world, "Do you know, I believe I was a little in love with you." He essayed to smile again and expired. Heaven knows we never need be ashamed of our tears, for they are rain upon the blinding dust of earth, overlying our hard hearts. I was better after I had cried than before, more sorry, more aware of my own ingratitude, more gentle. Don't laugh at the spinsters, dear girls, for often very tender, tragic romances are hidden away in the hearts that beat so quietly under the sober gowns, and many silent sacrifices of youth, health, ambition, love itself make the faded faces beautiful in God's sight. Even the sad, sour sisters should be kindly dealt with, if for no other reason, because they've missed the sweetest part of life. It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done. It is a far, far better rest that I go to than I have ever known.